Hey guys, welcome back to Dawn Investments. It's another Sunday due diligence video. Just wanted to go over a couple stocks that I think might be worth your time for tomorrow and the next couple days. Um, just like always, keep in mind that none of these are guarantees, but it's just stuff I feel as though maybe interesting plays. We've been right in the past, and we won't be going over every stock we find interesting in this video. But we'll definitely be putting in more stocks that we come across in our Discord and our group chats. So getting right into the video, we're gonna start off with the common stock that we go over a lot, just because people are asking about it. Um, AMD. AMD had a nice week last week. It went up a couple percentages. It went up a couple. It went up a little bit in price, around 14% increase last week due to a deal with Intel and news surrounding that deal. It's back down. We made the profit. We sold off for around 11%. We made our profit, locked in profits, and it's coming back down. But it looks like it can even be trending back upwards. But for this stock, if you're interested in jumping back in, I would definitely say set an alert and wait for that sign of upper momentum. We have an alert set for 1181 here, and you can maybe even set one for something like this 1205, because once it breaks that, that could be a strong indicator that it's going to continue trending upwards. Make sure you use that in conjunction with other indicators, of course. But if you get in around there and it continues trending upwards, it has a major resistance around 14 something. So just keep that in mind. But that would be a good place to enter. So an alert there would be appropriate. The next stock I wanted to go over is Snapchat. Um, Snapchat is an interesting stock. It's usually pretty low and it doesn't usually move too much in the day. But as you can see, it's at a pretty low point. It came down sometime after its earnings report. It's at a pretty low point, and as you know, Snapchat is a pretty reputable company, has a lot of money, and it's bound to trend back up. So I just wanted you guys to keep this in mind. And this right here is definitely a good entry. And this right here is definitely a good price to consider getting it into. Right now it's consolidating, so I definitely want to just jump right in because it could drop more. But after this consolidation period, which seems like it's beginning to end, depending on what happens tomorrow, if this continues to trend upwards, I would definitely say it has a nice profit potential of around 15 to 17%. So if you're not constantly watching it, I would say like for this, just send an alert here above $13, a little bit above 13, and that way you would see it breaking this EMA, which is our 20-day, and with that, plus some volume, I'm sure it can definitely continue to reach its previous price point around $15, and that's when I would want to sell. But to play it safe, you could probably sell before the $15 price point, unless you're holding it for long term. But if you're doing it for a basic swing trade, just get in, once it breaks that EMA and it shows that sign of upward confirmation, and then that would be a great place to jump in. The next stock I wanted to go over is JD. This is called out in our Discord very recently. Based on the chart patterns, it has a really nice profit for margin for potential. And based on the news that was brought up in the Discord, there does seem to be enough of a catalyst that can push this stock. Of course, more research should be done on it. But looking at it from a technical perspective, it just broke all our EMAs in our view app, and is causing an EMA crossover right here on the 180-day chart. So this is definitely something that could trend upwards. It pulled back slightly and then bounced up again. And with a proper catalyst, it can definitely shoot up to its next resistance, which is around here at $45. And if you're getting it at a decent price and you're willing to swing it, it can definitely uh, be something worth your while, because as its next resistance is about 13% away from where it is right now. So this is definitely something that can be a good play. So just keep this on watch. Send an alert. It's already broken its EMA, so I will send an alert around the price that you want to get in. I would say like 40, 41 around there. Just keep that in mind. UGAZ is our next one. This one is quick. It's at a resistance right now. We called this out a couple weeks ago when I was at this low point, and we swung it for the profit like usual, and we're out. It's at a resistance right now. It's about 36% away from that low point of $8. With this, I'll be careful because, as you can see, due to it being under this resistance, it can trend back down. So this may not be the best price point to get in at. So for this, if you're interested in it, just make sure I would set it an alert around $12 or a little bit higher than what it is right now. And if it's continuing to show signs of an uptrend, then I would definitely swing it for its next resistance of around $14 and sell a little bit before that for your profit. The next one is DDR. It's another one that someone requested. Just looking at trading it based on support and resistances. Looking at it right now, it's definitely at a low point, and to its next resistance is around 34% away, which is potentially a very good swing. It's not. It has decent volume. The volume is decent enough for it to make uh, that move up, that move towards his 34% profit mark. It's already up around 7% from its low point a couple of days ago. So getting in now wouldn't be a bad idea. But just keep in mind that it has some EMAs to break, so I would send an alert above this, above an EMA of around, 831 or around that general area, or wait for it to pull back a little bit more, because right now it's consolidating, but this is definitely a low point to get in at. So with this, I would maybe even set two alerts, because since it's close to support, it can trend back down and maybe bounce off that one more time. But just keep that in mind and play that for a potential swing. So that was a good stock. Thanks for calling that out. We got a question about GNC. GNC, it has a profit for potential. It has a nice potential for profit margin around here of around like 80%. But with GNC, unfortunately, I still believe it to be downtrending, it seems like. So, like with all our other stocks, I'll just wait for that sign, set an alert, and maybe not try to watch it intraday, because it's going to be tempted to jump in randomly. But yeah, so just wait for it to trend back up and get in. Right now, it's definitely at a low price. Let's look at its. Yeah, on its 1 year chart, it's broken. It's broken its low point and even lower than that. So definitely with this, it can still trend downwards. So I would wait for it to trend a little to show that sign of upward confirmation before trading anything. KEM was another one found. It had this big drop right here, most likely due to earnings. We haven't really done any of the research needed, but with this, it has this profit of this potential for profit of around 70%. Of course, we probably wouldn't be able to make 70% off of this, so I would just send an alert here. I'm fine with sending an alert around $19. You can set yours a little bit lower. This is just for me. If it reaches this point, I believe that it would definitely reach its previous price point. So I'm just gonna sell it from there and wait, because it's been on an uptrend, as you can see, bouncing off EMAs. So I believe that uptrend can continue depending on depending on the company's health and extrinsic factors like that. I am going to keep this stock on watch. The next stock MDR was something I asked about. With this one, I wouldn't trade this right now just because it seems a bit extended. It's past its resistance right there. So I will wait a little bit till it comes down. Set an alert just like maybe around $8 to see if it continues moving up. Because if it does, maybe it's gonna form new highs. But as of right now, it's at a point where I believe it can trend back down. So I'll just be careful trading this. I wouldn't exactly buy it at this exact price point. It's a bit risky, unless you know something that you truly believe the stock is worth. Will make it go higher. So yeah, for this one, just be careful with trading at this point. I will wait for the pullback. CRR has the same type of deal. We've traded this before. Made videos on it before. I believe last week is when we called this out for a swing, and we did exactly that for around and we did exactly that for around 30%, a 30% gain. We may actually made two swings altogether. And this one, it just passed its resistance, so it can trend upwards, up back towards our previous resistance. That's about 30% away. But like with MDR, I'll be careful because just because it passed that resistance doesn't mean that it's going to keep going up. It can trend back down, so I will wait out. But for this, is a little bit farther past, is around 7% past its resistance. So I will wait for how it acts on Monday, and if it continues to move up, then I would definitely say it's continuing to show good strength and can go to its previous resistance. Keeping in mind, news and the company's health as it moves. Rounding up the video, just going over a few more. BBG is the same type of deal. This was called out. It seems like a good stock. It had a big spike, but with this, I will wait for a pullback. Since the spike possibly due to earnings, it is pulling back off an EMA, so just keep that in mind. I'll send an alert for around $7, and if it breaks that, I might jump in. This looks like something that may continue upwards, but I wouldn't say for sure, for guarantee. Yes, so for this, I'm going to set two alerts actually, one for an above price and one for a below price, and I'll keep that on watch. PGH, it's this stock is pretty cheap. I usually don't recommend swing trading stocks $1 or less, or stocks that are near dollars. So I would never really recommend swinging this, but if you really want to swing this, it's pulled back to a decent price. Also probably due to something earnings related, and it has a potential for profit of around 20 something percent. So this may be a good price to get into if you plan on swinging it. But for just like what I say for other stocks, I definitely wouldn't just trade it automatically. I would wait, and the safest bet would be to wait for it to break this EMA. So maybe send alert around 107 to 110, and if it breaks there and you jump in because it's showing good signs, you still have a good around 10 to 13% for profit. So I will definitely wait for that confirmation sign first. Right now it's at a support, and it can keep going up. It seems like it's doing well for itself, and then it has that potential. But like I said, with everything else, I wouldn't just trade this automatically, because it can, and it has happened that stocks like this, just drop, and you would end up losing money. Going to the next stock, AUO is another one that was called out. For this one, my opinion on it is it will be quick. I don't think that I would trade this personally right here. It just doesn't seem as something that I would personally have value in based on the chart patterns. If you find news or something that you believe makes this worth a trade, then by all means. But as of right now, I don't think I would personally trade this. The potential for profit isn't great enough, and there are other stocks with greater potential for profits that you could trade. And it seems to be consolidating on these EMAs, and that could lead to a spike down. But you'll never know. So just keep this in mind. If you want to trade it, send an alert above the resistance and wait for that confirmation. I have a few more stocks, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna try to stop it here. It's already a bit extended. I don't want to make it too much longer. For the sake of your time, we'll probably be going over a couple more stocks in the Discord. So if you're interested, just let me know. If you have something that you want me to analyze, just let me know, and I'll be happy to help you out. So again, thanks for watching, and you can join us our Discord from the link in the description, and we'll have more come to you soon. Thanks.